Hello, welcome back to the channel. My name's Julie and my husband Justin and I are full-time resellers. So today's video, I'm just going to go over the sales for pretty much the first half of February. It's been rough, guys. Things have been really slow. I mean, we have had some good sales in there. We have had some bad sales, and we had the worst sale I have ever made because it made me negative money. You'll see that all coming up. So I'll show you what we sold on Poshmark and what we sold on eBay. And there's only a few items on Poshmark because my Poshmark has been really slow. So let's jump into the orders. All right, so the Poshmark sales are few and far in between, but I think we have maybe like 8. So these are UGG, they were like fuzzy flip-flops. Justin picked them up at the bins. He paid $1.43. They sold for $20 and we made a $14.57 profit. I picked up this Roz and Alley plus size dress on 99-cent day. I think I actually bought 3 Roz and Alley dresses that same day. It's not a brand I normally pick up, but since there was 3 different ones, I decided to grab it. This one sold for $21 and we made a $15.81 profit. I'm probably going to butcher the name of this, but this Kakole Alpaca wool poncho, Justin found it at the bins. It was kind of like an orangey rusty color, and I think it was one size fits all, but I marked it that it was probably better for like a medium or a large. It was just really interesting. A piece you see every day. We paid $1.54 for it. It sold for $42 and we made a $32.06 profit. This New With Tags Emma and Michelle dress was the first of, I think you'll definitely see one more, maybe 2 more in this video, I can't remember. Whatnot fails. So when Whatnot first started getting big, and I'm talking a year and a half ago at least, I tried to source on it for reselling and I failed miserably. Now, I guess that's not fair to say. There was some pieces that I made decent profits off of, but this was not one of them. So this dress I paid $6.35 for. It sold for $10 and when it was all said and done, I made a 70-cent profit, but the one I'll talk about later in the video is way worse. We picked up these Shopkins. They're real little mini foods. It's kind of like the mini brands, but Shopkins versions of them at the bins. It was a lot of 44 pieces. They didn't weigh much. We only paid $1.74 for them. They sold for $30 and we made a $22.26 profit. I sent out a 30% off offer to all of my watchers on Poshmark on, I think it was Thursday. It only resulted in like 2 sales. The dress that I showed, the Emma dress, was one of them, but this was another one. We paid $2.86 for it. It sold for $23 and we made a $15.54 profit. And these Rothies, oh, these Rothies. So I sold these probably 6 months ago and they got, well, she put her address in incorrectly and they got returned to sender, and then they floated around USPS for over 2 months and then finally I got them back. So I ended up refunding her once I got them back. She had never even contacted me after like a month. I think she honestly forgot about them, but I still refunded her once I received them back, and they've been for sale forever. We paid $1.92 for them. We sold them for $71. We made a $54.88 profit. This Vera Bradley purse doesn't look like the typical Vera Bradley purse. It's all black, but it does have a leopard lining in it. I bought it at the bins for $1.14. It sold in about 12 hours of being listed for full price of $21.99, and we made a $15.79 profit. This vintage LL Bean wool vest, Justin picked this up on a solo trip to the bins. It was listed in mid-January. We paid $1.01 for it. It sold for $20. They sent an offer and I just wanted to move it, and we made a $15.28 profit. This, it's called Blue Time Long Duster. It was new with tags. I got it in a huge lot of items at a church sale that I paid $30 for total. So I had pennies into it. It sold for $12. We made an $8.92 profit. This Fisher Price Little People nativity scene, if I find these like complete with the box, I grab them because they normally sell fast. They're not like the highest like profit thing, but this one was just missing 2 pieces, but it had the original box and it was in such great condition. I didn't realize how heavy it was going to be. At the bins, we paid $4.98 for it, but it sold pretty quickly for full price of $28.99, and we made a $15.86 profit. This was a great one. We were at the bins and Justin bought an entire golf bag full of clubs. And he picked out, there's some that weren't worth listed on eBay. They'll just go in a garage sale pile. But he picked out the ones that he did want to list. And this is one of them. These are women's Callaway clubs. And they sold for $87. When I divided the cost of all of them, we have $1.87 into them, and we made a $65.48 profit. And this was something I found at the bins. I was so excited. A Williams-Sonoma Sicily pasta set. It was brand new in the box. We paid only 74 cents for it because breakable items at the bins are 69 cents, so with tax it cost us 74. It sold on an offer for $90. And we made a $74.39 profit. All right, I picked up these Krell dark rimmed cereal bowls. They're probably from the Callaway pattern, which has ivy on it. I paid up for these at $4 at a regular Goodwill. Fortunately, when I got them home, I realized the edges were a little like on the rough side. They had been a bit more banged up, so I listed them for $24.99. Someone almost immediately sent me a $19 offer, and since they were a flawed item, I accepted, and we made a $9 profit. These men's North Face Paramount Trail hiking pants were new at tags. We found them at the bins. We paid $1.45 for them. They sold on an offer for $33.99, and we made a $26.52 profit. This women's Chico top is one of the oldest items in our eBay store, judging by the SKU number. I would never ever buy this today because it is size 0. I like to buy Chicos in a 3. I sometimes will buy it in a 2 if it's like a more desirable item, but I stay far away from 1s and 0s. So this one was picked up on 99-cent day, sold for $9, and we made a $5.73 profit. These Offline by Aerie leggings, I only grabbed them because they were new with tags. We paid 98 cents for them at the bins. They sold for $16.99, and we made an $11.62 profit. Justin picked up this all-clad lid at the bins. I just took like an inner measurement and an outer measurement so people could see if it would work with their pot. By weight, we paid $1.92 for it. It sold for $21.50, and we made a $14.11 profit. I love finding socks at the bins that are brand new because they are so easy to photograph and to ship. I mean, you don't make huge money on them, but they're normally fast, easy sales. We paid $1.20 for these socks. They sold very quickly for full price, and we made a $13.29 profit. For my sake and yours, I'm not going to try to pronounce the first word in these pants, but Zegna Italian 100% wool dress pants. We picked them up at the bins. We've had them for a while, and someone sent me an offer, and because it was international, which means they can't return it to me. If they want to return it, eBay handles all of the returns on it. I decided to take it. We paid $1.81. They sent a $20 offer, and we made a $14.51 profit. This cardigan, it was called Travel Elements. It reminded me so much of Chico's Travelers. It's like they completely copied Chico's Travelers, and it was new with tags. I got it on a 99-cent day and ended up selling for full price of $24.99, but it did take a little while to sell, and we made a $16.39 profit. I found this 31 medium utility tote at the bins, and it was like in pristine condition. I paid $1.85 for it. Someone sent me an $18.50 offer. I accepted, and we made an $11.47 profit. One day at the bins, I found a whole box full of like hand-carved ducks. This was my first one to sell. I listed it for $24.99. It sold on an offer for $22.99. I paid 69 cents for it, and we made a $17.67 profit. This Tote & Co dress was in my clearance sale. We've had it for a while. It sold for $17.99, and we bought it on 99-cent day, and we made a $12.54 profit. The person has since opened a return for not fitting, so they will be responsible for paying the return shipping back, plus they will not get refunded their initial shipping. So we'll see. Right now they have not mailed it back yet, and it's been a little while. Maybe they will just decide to keep it and resell it themselves. Converse, black high tops. We paid $2.23 for these at the bins. They sold for $31.49, and we made a $21.19 profit. This item was another return, so this is the second time we've sold it. It was returned for fit, so once again they had to pay for the to and from shipping. We paid $3.80 for it at the bins. It was a Gap shock collar, like Grandpa Core's sweater. I got sent a $28 offer, and we made a $19.06 profit. These rustic metal roosters were wall hangings. We got them in the free church pickup. They sold for full price of $19.99, and we made a $13.67 profit. This Banana Republic houndstooth shift dress. I bought this all the way back in May because I remember buying it when we were on our anniversary trip and we went thrifting. We paid $2.99 for it. The only reason why I got it was because it was new with tags, but it was a horrible size of a 0 petite. Thank goodness it sold for $29.99, and we made a $21.35 profit, but obviously it took a long time to sell. Another item that took a long time to sell were these UGG Biltmore boots. We got these at a church sale, probably early summer last year. I have had so many low offers for these boots. Oh my gosh, it's driven me crazy. We only paid $3 for them. Finally, someone sent me a $58 offer, and they were going international, so you know what that means. I'm not responsible for any returns, so I accepted, and we made a $43.11 profit. This was just a basic Talbot's sweater. I think Justin got this on he went to 99-cent day a couple times himself, and he picked this up, but it ended up being kind of faded. It just wasn't that great of a pickup. I listed for $12.99, sold for $9, and we made a $6.70 profit. This Dead & Company Grateful Dead Dancing Bears hat was picked up at the bins. There was one sold for way higher, which is why I listed it for $39.99, but it sat for a long time. So I accepted a $20 offer. We only paid 36 cents for it, and we made a $14.60 profit. These next three items were all purchased by the same person. There were these Gloria Vanderbilt capri pants that I got on 99-cent day, new with tags. This Catherine's 3X, like red, white, and blue kimono. And this Alfred Dunner new with tags shirt that was picked up at the bins for $1.24. When all was said and done, we ended up making a $49.48 profit on those three pieces. I was so happy that this torrid red lollipop sweater sold probably like 5 days before Valentine's Day, so I got it immediately shipped out. Hopefully they got it in time. I paid $1.53 for it at the bins. It sold for $19.99, and we made a $14.58 profit. Another example of an item I would not pick up now is a Loft extra small shirt. It was new with tags, but still, extra small just does not sell well for me, and it just wasn't that special of a standout item. We paid 99 cents. It sold for $16.14, and we made a $12.21 profit. This lot of silk bow ties was a free pickup just in like a week or two ago. On a Saturday, someone just put an ad up that said they had filled their driveway with free stuff, and he got so many bags of clothes and a lot of dress clothes and ties, and there was a couple socks that were like brand new. I actually just sold a pair a few minutes ago. So I listed whatever was worth it out of that grouping. But these three bow ties sold for $18, and we made a $13.59 profit. This was another item from a neighbor that gave me a small box of things they didn't want anymore. It was a Hallmark little trinket box. It was really cute, so I decided to look it up and see if it was worth listing. I mean, it wasn't big money, but it sold for full price of $11.99, and we made an $8 profit. This Lacoste quarter zip pullover was a bins pickup. We paid $2.35 for it. It sold for $20, and we made an $11.81 profit. These women's Merrill cushioned like memory foam sandals were a bins pickup for $1.55. They sold for $25, and we made a $17.40 profit. Justin picked up this really cute Janie and Jack, like Farrell train sweater. You know, it just screams Christmas photo to me. Obviously, I listed it after the holidays because he just got it in January. So when someone sent me a $15 offer, I went for it. We paid $1.49 and we made a $10.38 profit. These Franco Sardo loafers were picked up on 99-cent day. I listed them for $19.99 and someone sent me a $14 offer. Sales were slow that day, so I took it and we made an $8.52 profit. And this Mashuma, not a brand I had ever heard of. It was new at tag, so I decided to pick it up at the bins. Should not have, because we've had it for a long time. We paid $1.11 for it, sold for $14.78, and we made a $10.58 profit. I picked up 5 of these Harry Potter bags at the bins. They were all new with tags. Here you can see the back. I do believe they were given out at Disney World's, like the Harry Potter experience, and I'm guessing the people just collected them all and then ended up donating them. I knew I wouldn't be listing them for high amounts of money, but because there was 5 of them and they could all be listed, you know, together, it seemed like it would be worth it. So I paid 56 cents each for them. This person ended up buying 2. So when all was said and done, I made a $13.75 profit on those 2, and there's still 3 more up for sale. These Anthropologie New at Tags pants are an old listing that was returned and then relisted. I've had them for a while. They were returned for fit, which meant the person had to pay the to and from shipping. I paid $1.47 for them at the bins. They sold on an offer for $25 and we made an $18.73 profit. This little dog statue, so he's a retired Hagen Reniker yellow lab. So these are the statues. They would come like glued on a square piece of paper that would like talk about like what animal it was. They were mainly animal statues. You kind of saw them in gift shops and stuff. Well, apparently this one's retired. I only paid 11 cents for it because it was so lightweight at the bins. It sold for $13.49 and we made a $9.65 profit. And he sold super fast. These Runaway books, they were kind of like graphic novels. I got them free in the church pickup. I've had them for a while, so they were in a 40% off sale. They ended up selling for $7.79, and we made a $4.60 profit. These New Balance shoes were picked up at the bins. They were in such great condition. They sold for full price of $39.99, and we paid $1.99 for them, and we made a $29.17 profit. This Elfer Dunner 2-piece set, though, it kind of almost looked like 3 pieces because it had like a vest attached to the like blazer kind of thing. It was a 99-cent day pickup. It sold on an offer for $16 and we made a $10.51 profit. These Lee mid-rise cargo capri pants were new with tags. We've had them for a long time, so they were in the 40% off sale. They sold on an offer for $11.72 and we made a $7.67 profit. And then right after those sold, we sold these Lane Bryant capris. I was laughing. I was like, is it summertime? And everybody knows it now. These sold for full price of $24.99. We paid $2.50 for them at the bins, and we made a $17.10 profit. This Chico's, it was a striped silk blouse, very like beachy, another kind of more summery item that was also in the row with the other ones. We paid 35 cents for it at the bins because it was so lightweight, sold for $18.69. We made a $15.23 profit. And then from, you know, summer clothes to Christmas towels. My neighbor gave me a box of some stuff she just didn't want. I'm assuming she probably received these as a Christmas present, but they were Nicole Miller New at Tags Christmas like hand towels. I decided to go ahead and list them, see if they would sell. Sure enough, they sold for $11.04 and we made a $7.77 profit, and they sold really quick. Janie and Jack is one of the few kids brands I get. Because this was new with tags, I was really excited about it. We have had it for a little bit. Someone sent me a $14 offer. We only paid 42 cents for it, so we made a $10.77 profit. And this is some Ab Rocket springs. I know we've talked about it in many videos, especially older ones. It's been a little while since Justin's found them, but the Ab Rocket like exercise equipment has these springs on it. And there's different kinds, like these ones kind of have like a burgundy maroonish strip on them. There's ones with blue, there's ones that are solid black. Anytime Justin finds an Ab Rocket at the bins, he just takes the springs off of them because that's where the money is. We paid about 75 cents for it, sold for $17.99, and we made a $13.25 profit. Justin picked up these On Cloud shoes at the bins, and he insisted that even though they were dingy looking, that there was still lots of solds for them. But I find like white shoes will photograph even worse when they're dirty. Like they did not look this bad in person. So I listed them for $27.99, but when someone sent me a $20 offer pretty shortly after I listed them, I just took it because honestly I didn't like them and I wanted them out of my store. We paid $1.79 and we made a $13 profit. These Lena Leonard, they were not a brand I was familiar with, but they were women's plus size, like elastic waist pants. They were a bins find for $1.14. We've had them for a long time, so I accepted a $15 offer and we made $11.55 profit. This was a great sale, so Justin picked this up at the Hoarder House. It was a very heavy cast iron stand to a sewing machine. He ended up accepting an offer for $125. But we did make a little bit of money on the shipping because the box ended up coming in a little smaller than he thought. So when all was said and done, we made a $104.43 profit. This was a very tiny little wrench. It was a Craftsman, sold on an offer for $5. And it was something that was a personal item, so we made $3.03 on it. This was a bigger wrench, and it was a snap-on. This one sold on an offer for $15. We had a $1 buy cost into it, and we made a $10.39 profit. And this men's Wrangler like denim shirt was a 99-cent day find. It was in our 40% off sale because we've had it for a very long time. Sold on an offer for $8.66 and we made a $5.18 profit. These Polo Ralph Lauren shorts were so cute with embroidered doggies on them. I couldn't really find many like it listed, so I listed it higher, but we've had it for a long time. Obviously, it was over winter too. So someone sent me a $16.99 offer. I had only paid 63 cents at the bins, and we made a $12 profit. This Banana Republic sweater was a very quick sale. Justin picked it up at the bins. It was merino wool. They don't go for tons. I listed it for $19.99 and it was on a day where we had like no sale. So someone sent me a $15 offer and I was like, I'm just going to take it. Hopefully it gets the ball rolling. So we made a $9.57 profit. This is another one of the golf clubs from the big golf club bag that Justin bought at the bins. This was obviously the best of the bunch for an individual club. We had $1.87 into it. It sold for $54.99, I think minus 5%, something like that. And we made a $37.27 profit. This Adriana Papel gorgeous new tags dress, we paid $1.60 for it at the bins. It sold for $59.99 minus my 5% discount. And our profit was just short of $43. And this one actually, the buyer sent me a message saying that she needed it for that weekend and it was already, I think, Tuesday. So she asked if I could put like priority, no, it was either UPS or FedEx, like 2-day shipping on it. So I put both options on the listing. She picked which one she wanted and she bought it and I immediately shipped it out. These Jerry Garcia ties, 2 were new with tags and we paid 66 cents for those. And then the other 3 I got in a free pickup. So I decided to just put them all together in a big lot and it sold on an offer, I think of maybe like $24 and we made an $18.50 profit. And this Lane Bryant dress was bought in a bag at a church sale where you paid $2 and you filled a garbage bag. So I probably had like 15 cents into it, something like that. It sold for $11.99 and we made an $8.73 profit. This Signature by Robbie B fit and flare dress was a 99-cent day find. We've had it forever, which is why you'll see it's in the 40% off sale. It ended up selling for $10.19 and we made a $5.75 profit. Justin picked up this Cabbage Patch at a regular Goodwill, so he kind of paid up for it at $3.20. It sold for $28.99 and we made a $17.90 profit. This Talbot's shirt has been around for a decent while and I feel like I would not have picked up this plain of a shirt anymore, especially in a large petite size. It was from 99-cent day, sold for $13. We made a $9.14 profit. So I feel like in this video there's few lessons of mistakes I've made, and this one is definitely a mistake. So I have had these glasses forever. I had like $2 into them, and I had, I think, 2 more sets of 4 of these glasses. And I've lowered the price over time, and someone sent me a $15 offer, and I was just so excited to get rid of them that I accepted it. Except I don't know what I was thinking, we'll say, when I listed these, and I had the shipping box size way too small. So when all was said and done, I ended up making only a $3.69 profit on these. And since they already weren't selling, I ended up just pulling the listing and pulling them in, or putting them in the garage sale pile, the rest that had not sold. This Elfer Dunner top was bought in a huge lot of items. We sold it for $18. We only have like a quarter into it, and we made $14.36 profit. All right, and this is my loser item of the video. This isn't the other whatnot item I was talking about. This is a first for me. This is the first time I've ever sold anything on eBay for a negative amount of profit. But I stupidly, with shipping, it ended up working out that I paid $19.35 for this marine layer shirt. I had sold marine layer before, and it was always so good, but apparently not just the long sleeve shirts. This thing has been listed for a year and a half, and finally someone sent me an offer of $15, and I was just like, I just want it gone. So I sold it at a $7.50 loss, but you know, I did recuperate like $12 of the money I initially spent, and let me tell you, I do not source on Whatnot anymore. I do believe Justin picked up this Soma bra at the bins. I've maybe sold Soma like 1 or 2 other times. We only paid 38 cents for it. It sold on an offer for $15, and we made a $12.29 profit. These were so cute. It was a vintage Crayola lapel pin. I bought it at the bins. We paid like 3 cents for it because it weighed absolutely nothing. It ended up selling for $8.49, and we made a $5.69 profit. These men's Clark slippers were brand new in the box at the bins. We paid $3.19 for them because they were kind of heavy. They sold for $29.99, and we made a $19.33 profit. This Lands' End maxi dress was a size 2X, which is why I picked it up. We purchased it on 99-cent day. It sold on an offer for $17.99. We made a $13.83 profit. These Halloween, they were like mini Funko Pops. I picked them up because they were a lot of all horror ones. Then when I got home, I realized that this guy was missing the front of his feet, so he wouldn't stand up, but I still put him in the bundle. They sold on an offer for $9, and we made a $6.09 profit because we only paid 35 cents for them all. This was a fun sale. It was a Laura Ashley, like 80s vintage cottagecore vibes dress. It had, here, I'll show you the back, almost like a bustle looking thing on the back of it. I had grabbed it at the bins. We paid $3.24 for it. Someone sent me an $80 offer, and it had been listed for a little while, so I decided to take it, and we made a $61.38 profit. This Telfitz V-neck sweater was brand new with tags. It was a 99-cent day find. It sold for $19.57, and we made a $13.88 profit. I only picked up this Lorraine robe because it was made in the USA, and sometimes I do very well with like vintage nightgowns, robes, etc. But in this case, this was a dud. I've had it forever. I only paid 58 cents for it at the bins, sold for $10, and we made a $6.17 profit. These Lee Extreme Comfort pants I only picked up because they were new with tags. They were a 99-cent day find. They sold for $15, and we made a $9.87 profit. We picked these up in a estate sale. They were Fiesta Wear Persimmon Salt and Pepper Shakers. They sold for full price. We paid 50 cents, and we made an $11.85 profit. And this Coldwater Creek blouse was plus size, which is why I grabbed it. It had very pretty like lace details on the end and pin tucking on the front. We grabbed it on 99-cent day. It sold for $15.99, and we made an $11.98 profit. I purchased 3 of these vintage Judy Instructa wooden puzzles that all had a religious theme at the bins. I paid $2 a piece. This is the first one to sell. It sold for full price, and we made a $19.18 profit. I normally love Chico's Travelers, but this was a piece I probably should have passed on. It was like a trapeze swing shirt that was kind of shorter in the middle. I paid $1.48 for it at the bins. It sold for $14 and we made a $9.66 profit. This Deftones, which is a band, skull t-shirt wasn't a high price sale by any means at $14.99, but it sold within 24 hours of being picked up, and because we got it at the bins we only paid 54 cents and we made a $10.86 profit. My neighbor gave us a huge lot of stuff from her mother's estate over pretty much all of 2024. She would drop like a couple boxes off every couple weeks, and this was in it. It was a Pittsburgh Pirates 1960 World Series promotional ring. It sold only for $16.09 on an offer, but since we had nothing into it, we made a $12.22 profit. Black Converse, I'm always sounding like a broken record, but we do so well with high top black Converse. We pretty much pass on all other kinds of Converse. We bought these for $2.36. They sold on an offer for $28 and we made a $20.23 profit. And these were nickel plated dessert serving set, like something you would use at a wedding or an anniversary party. They were brand new and they were free from when we did the church pickup. They sold for $13.19 and we made an $8.84 profit. I did talk about these, I think it was 2 videos ago. We went to an auction. The video was titled a new way to source or something like that. But since I'm showing you everything that sold since this is everything that we shipped out from February 1st on. So a couple of these might have sold on January 31st, but for the most part, this is all February. But we paid $10 for these and they sold for full price. We made a $47.84 profit. The person that bought these did immediately complain to me when they got them because these were brand new, but they said that the lids did not match. And as you could see in the picture, the lids are slightly more brown than amber, but I have sold tons of vision wear and I would say probably 85% of the time that is the case. And I even Googled it and it said it has to do with how many times they coat the bottoms of the pots as opposed to the lids. So I explained to her that's how they were made, but if she wanted to return them, she could. And instead she opted to leave negative feedback. Thankfully, eBay had my back and removed it since I completely offered her a return and she was the one that chose not to take it. So glad that was handled, glad they're not being returned, glad the negative was removed, and glad I made over a $47 profit. This Quacker Factory sweater was so cute. It was like Easter springtime themed. I ended up taking a $29 offer because, as I keep saying, our sales have been so slow. So I was trying to just sell some stuff and make some money. We paid $2.73 for it at the bins and we made a $19.35 profit. This vintage Vanity Fair satin nightgown is new with tags. I showed this in a whole video. I bought 2 the same day. One was red, one was blue. I only paid 50 cents for them. They sold on an offer for $25 and we made an $18.57 profit. And these 2 socket wrench thingies, I don't know. This falls under Justin's department. Sold for $14.99 and we made a $10.05 profit. I found this vintage cutie at the bins. He was a leprechaun St. Patrick's Day, very large size windsock. I only paid 67 cents for him by weight. He sold for full price and we made an $18.88 profit. Justin picked up this Tibby 100% cashmere sweater. I have to say I would have passed on this because it was an extra small, and see how it has these holes? It was supposed to have a ribbon that went on each side and it didn't have it, but he still saw value in it and he was right because it sold for full price of $29.99 and it went international. So that means I don't have to worry about it being returned. We paid $2 and we made a $22.87 profit. This Catherine's open front lightweight cardigan was a size 2X. It was bought in a big lot of clothes, so we have about 25 cents into it. Sold on an offer for $16 and we made an $11.57 profit. These Salvador Ferragamo shoes, Justin bought 3 or 4 pairs at a garage sale over the summer. They're AAA, which means they're incredibly narrow, so you don't have as big of an audience for it, but this is my second pair to sell. We paid $2.50 for them. They sold on an offer for $30 and we made a $21.81 profit. This funny little duck puppet I picked up for just like a quarter at a sale. I just thought it was cute, and when I looked up the brand, it seemed to go decently, and it sold for full price of $14.99, and we made a $10 profit. And this is another clearance item we've had forever. They're proper cargo combat tactical pants. They were a men's 2X. We grabbed them on 99-cent day, sold for $12.74, and we made an $8.82 profit. These women's Worthington pants were size 16W. They were navy blue, new with tags. I picked them up on 99-cent day. They sold for $20, and we made a $13.62 profit. This vintage KDKA Radio 1020 mug we got in a free pickup, and that is one of our local radio stations, like the news radio. And when I looked, I could find no other of this mug listed, but some of their, mugs were going for more money. This one, I think, was from the 90s from what I could tell. I listed it high at $29.99 because I really wasn't sure. And I received like almost immediately two $15 offers, and I ignored both of them. And then eventually someone sent me a $24.99 offer, and I gladly accepted, and we made a $20.45 profit. This was a great sale, but honestly, it could have been a little greater. Justin found this Burberry men's elbow patch sweater at the bins. And at first he didn't think it was, even though it was Burberry, he didn't think it was that special. And then he was looking up wool sweaters, and I explained that he needed to put elbow patch in, the title, because that's what really brings the value. And these were being listed and sold for around like $99. Well, it had a little bit of pilling, which is very common with wool sweaters. So when I tried to use the wool shaver on it, I pulled on a snag accidentally and put a hole in the sweater. So I sewed it, and it actually turned out really, really well. Like, you could not tell. I showed it to Justin, and he could not figure out where it was on the front of the sweater. But of course, I disclosed it. I showed it in the photos. So we still ended up getting $69.99 for it, and it was a bins pickup, so we only paid $1.01 for it. And it made us a $51.88 profit. This Banana Republic was new with tags. This shirt, it was a bins pickup for $1. It sold for $21.99 on an offer, and we made a $14.66 profit. It was Homeco was the brand, which I do believe, I don't know if it then turned into home interiors or if they were just who supplied home interiors, but it was just kind of like, it looked like wood, but it was faux wood. It was plastic, wall hanging. We got this free from when Justin went to that like hoarder's house estate clean out, and it sold for $15, and we made $11.44 profit. And we found these Keen sandals at the bins. They were really, really clean. They are a little heavier, so we paid $2.46 for them. They sold for $21.59, and we made a $13.28 profit.
So it is President's Day weekend. I did put 3 tiers of sales in my store. Like the oldest items, I think there was about 80 of them. I did for, I think it was 50% off, which means you'll get additional 5% off of it because I always run a 5% coupon. Then I did like 170 some items at 30% off plus the additional 5. And then I did like 280 some items at 20% off or 15% off. I don't remember. Either 15 or 20% off plus the additional 5. So far, we've only sold 1 item, and it was something that made us probably like $1. So it's been going really well. And unfortunately, we went to a skating birthday party yesterday, and Justin is an excellent skater, and he did really well until the very end where he rolled his ankle, and he has torn a ligament in it, so he is going to be out of commission probably for a few days. He's telling me that he thinks he can go to the bins with me tomorrow, and I'm like, I don't think so. So he's in the other room with a bag of peas on his ankle. So yeah, our bad luck streak seems to be continuing on, but we're just chugging along, getting my listings up every day, and it's pretty much all we can do at this point. All right, well, thank you so very much for taking the time to watch. We appreciate it. If you're new here and you like this kind of video, please hit the subscribe button, leave a thumbs up, put a comment below. All of those help us in the algorithm. We'll see you on the next one. Take care. Bye.